Hey, warm welcome back to the Gordon Bennett TV studio. I'm Regan. I'm joined by Randy and John this afternoon. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Well, it's 64 hours and 30 minutes since the launch of the 66 Coupe Aéronautique Gordon Bennett, and what a race it is turning out to be. Right now, your top three positions: third place, USA 2, 1,889, USA 1, 2,178. We're out there still in the lead. Benoit and Benoit, France 1, 2,258 kilometers. Wow, guys, it's really on now, isn't it?
Yeah, they flew over Paris, Texas earlier, so I wonder if there's any French named towns along the coast that they're headed towards now.
How do you think there might be?
Don't know.
Randy, what's going on with the old weather?
Well, here, I guess I'll use this. So from a weather perspective, the winds are really taking them even faster than I was forecasting for this time of day, but it's in a great direction. You can see the wind speeds overlaid with their tracks right now, and they're following exactly along in the with the wind. They're going very fast, and you can see at this level they would end up going off the coast into the ocean, and so as they have to start making the decision to come down, and also that helps with when it's cooling at the end of the day, and when they do come down, they get a more favorable turn to the left. You can see here, so this is where they were right here, and so as they come down and later in the evening, they'll start turning a bit to the left. This is before sunset. They'll start turning a bit, and then if they continue to come down and a little bit later, you can see that they get even more flow from along the coast in the low level. So the race isn't over at this at the ocean. There's still potential for going on into the night and going up the coast.
We've had a few teams already land, as you know, and one of the teams that we spoke to earlier today, Team Austria 1, we've got some great behind-the-scenes footage of when the balloon has landed, what you have to do with it. It's not always in green fields. They landed on the highway, and they have to move it to the other side of the highway. You can see here, guys, just talk me through what's happening here, Randy and John, actually. They've landed the balloon, and they're going to move it now to the other side of the road.
I think I did this the other day with my hot air balloon too. It's such a spectacle, and around here nobody's ever seen a gas balloon probably, so everybody wants to pull over and see what's going on, and it looks like they've got some help, so it's going to end up being looks like a nice spot to land.
Do they have to pay for that, for getting the services out?
Nah, I think everybody's pretty happy they're there.
That's good. And we also caught up with one of our German teams flying high on oxygen. Let's catch up with Germany 2.
Hello again. I hope you can see it on the video right there. We just passed the Mississippi River, so we entered our 5th state during that flight.
Awesome.
Everything is running well. Balloon is still climbing and quite stable. We're heading east with 50 kilometers an hour, and yeah, we will see what the afternoon brings still.
That's it, yeah. The weather is exceptionally better than expected. We were, originally we were expecting to have some little cumuli clouds over the day, but there are absolutely none. And the high level of clouds that was supposed to move into our flight path is also still far away. Once they would hit us, they would shade the balloon from the sun, which would start the cooling and bring us down. But at the moment, this is not the case, so we continue flying.
Bye, guys. Glück up. Glück up.
I love these updates we get from the sky.
I do. I like that too. For me, it's nice verification of what I'm seeing, and they're seeing it in real.
You know what's interesting is I think right about now we saw the balloons in 3 different groups, and there's tactics going on and strategy and maybe a little bit of cat and mouse. And if you notice, the camera was down low, and I'm looking around to try to see if I can count how many bags of sand they have, because I'm curious if they can go through the night. So I think everybody's going to talk about how great it is and see if they can talk any information out of the other competitors.
We're keeping the bags out of sight.
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Yeah, interesting. Team Spain landed, and we caught up just last night with the chase crew of Team Spain, the great team with Sancho. Let's check in with them. Okay, good evening. Buenas tardes, España.
Buenas tardes, Regan. How's it going?
I'm good, man. DJ Sanchez in the house, chase crew for the Spanish team. Give me your full name, Sancho.
Are you ready? Sancho Criado del Rey Machimbarrena.
Sancho de Carrera de Rey Machimana Carrera. I think it was
It's good enough. Good enough. Yeah.
Tell me, where are you right now?
We're in Shreveport.
Is that?
I think I said that right.
Yeah. Is it Louisiana?
It is Louisiana. It's our 5th state so far.
Wow, what a journey! It must be a complete adventure you're having.
We're seeing plenty of wonderful landscapes, plenty of very nice little towns. It's wonderful. Yeah.
And the team, they seem in good spirits. Looks like they're about to cross over into Arkansas tonight.
Yeah, it seems like they're having a very nice trajectory. Yeah, towards east, I'd say. Seems very nice.
Are you?
We're hopeful.
Are you in touch with them quite often? How often do you have communication?
I'd say we talk every hour or so. Sometimes they don't have enough internet, so we speak to them on the phone, on satellite phone.
Yes.
And on those times, it's a bit more spaced. Communication is more spaced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In time.
Yes. Yes. And how many people are in the chase crew?
It's 4. There's 2 people from Aguirre's team and 2 people from Anulfo's team.
So we've got dos Catalan, dos España.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Good. Where are you from?
I'm from Valladolid. It's right in the heart of Spain, in the middle.
Right, good. And so it looks like you're having a great time. We've seen the pictures you're posting. Everybody's smiling in the van. They're saying they've got DJ Sancho playing the tunes.
We have a very big van, so it's very spacious. We have plenty of space for ourselves. I think we have the same taste in music, so we're enjoying very much it.
What's your experience with chase crews, Sancho? Have you done much of this before?
This is my first Gordon Bennett chase.
Yes.
I work as a rescue team in hot air ballooning, and I've been doing this since I was a little kid.
Yes.
So I do have some experience, but this is whole other level. I'm flabbergasted. I think that's a word.
Were you on Mallorca for the European Championships a few years ago?
No, my brother was flying this year in the European in Igualada.
Yeah.
But I didn't get a chance yet.
Okay.
Hopefully next year.
Benga. So for this evening, what are you doing for dinner? Are you cooking or are you going to a restaurant? What's happening?
Well, we just got to Shreveport and we parked the car.
Yes.
And we're going to try and find somewhere nice to have some dinner now.
And the rest of the team, are they somewhere near the shot or are they away in the van?
Yeah, they don't want to be in the camera, but I'll show you.
Come on, get them. Go and get
They're
them.
over there.
Come on, guys. Buenas tardes a todos.
Tardes.
¿Qué tal? ¿Todo bien?
They're camera shy.
Okay, we'll let you go, my friend. Enjoy your dinner. Thanks for checking in with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all at the command center, and best of luck to the rest of the teams and to ourselves.
Okay, yeah. Best
Go
of luck, my
Spain.
friend. Yeah, we'll see you soon. Viva España.
Bye-bye, Ricken. Thank you.
I think if one day we get a bigger budget, it'd be good to have a Gordon Bennett reporter embedded with one of the chase crews.
Yeah, for sure. I've been to Shreveport, and that's a casino behind them. So I wonder if they're in there placing some wagers on how this is going to finish up.
Well, we know how that team finished up because they landed earlier on today, and we caught them on the call. Let's check in with Team Spain. Joining me on the line, Spain, Anulfo and Angel. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
This is better. Now we can connect. It's good to see you. It's first of all, congratulations on your 3 nights, 1,727 kilometers. What an epic distance. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We're really glad.
Where are you right now?
We're actually in Alabama on the road trying to go back to Albuquerque, but probably we'll do a couple of stops. Next one will be New Orleans, and then we will see. But we really want to enjoy this excellent part of the country, which is at first unknown and really nice to know.
So tell me what happened. Was it a battery problem for you?
So, sorry, say again?
Did you have a problem with a battery to force a landing?
Yes, we had really unexpected electric problem during the night, and we found that we have no electrical power. Well, especially very close to military airspace, and going to fly over an international airport, so it wouldn't be really responsible from our side to continue in that condition. So we decided to do a landing in the morning. And as you see, Alabama is not a place with a lot of empty spaces for landing. It was quite windy, but well, challenging. At the end, it was okay.
And if you had no electrical problem, no battery problem, do you think you would have continued?
Well, that was the plan, right?
Yes, we think so. Ballooning, you can never say nothing in advance, but we were pretty sure to reach the coast and to fly at least until this evening.
Right.
Not sure about if one more night, but probably, well, most sure to the coast, yes.
Can you tell me, how is it 3 nights, mentally and physically? The exhaustion must be incredible.
Well, I think the stress and the necessity to do some things at the moment, you don't realize how exhausted you are until you really reach the retrieve car and you relax, where everything goes down and you start to realize how little you were sleeping during the day. Actually, my feeling was the first night was probably the most exhausting one, because we had to fly over the mountains near Santa Fe.
Yes.
And in order to get the right winds, we had to also fly very close to the summits. So that was probably the most difficult night of all of us. And then afterwards, it was every part of the flight has its own challenges. Probably Texas to deal with the thermal activity. But at the end, it's a part of the sport. You feel rewarded by the outcome and from the experience of the flight itself.
Many teams have been speaking about the thermal activity. Can you describe to the viewers what kind of movement you were getting from the thermals? Were you being buffeted around a lot, or was it? Give me an explanation of how that thermals were affecting you.
No, the thermals is probably the most, let's say, disgusting. No. We don't feel really dangerous, but it's not comfortable, and it's also a problem that we spend much ballast. Is what we try to avoid. The thermals, as for people who don't know, it's a high temperature from the ground up to some level that we don't know.
Yes.
So if you want to avoid it, you have to be higher than the level where you can be catched by this thermal. Right, so we are used in Europe. We have not so strong and high thermals like in US you have. So, but this time, thermals and also weather conditions were very good. As from your previous question, I think apart from, of course, it's tiring, but it was quite comfortable, let's say, because of the good weather conditions.
Can I ask, before the launch, as you were looking at the projections, what were you thinking? What kind of distance were you thinking?
It's difficult to say. You have an idea of what's going to happen, and especially given by the weather team. Yeah. We were very thankful for the help of Wind Destroyer as our meteorologist. He showed great skills and giving us a lot of confidence of what was going to happen. And at the end, the trajectories and except of a few minor tactical changes we had to do was more or less what we predicted at the beginning of the flight. But obviously, you have a lot of unknowns. You need to think also that we have we were 3 years without competing in the Gordon Bennett. So you have, let's say, you have more insecurities than in a race we could have done before this period.
Well, welcome back to the Gordon Bennett, guys. You've really stamped your authority on it with this race. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch. It really has.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We also wanted to comment that we are very happy to know that yesterday night we knew about the incident of Poland 1, and we're very grateful that they are in the way of a fast recovery, and we say hello and giving our best regards for them, which is, fellow balloonists, this is a very small and strong family, the family of the gas balloonist, and we feel affected by any incident like this.
Absolutely. We really appreciate your comments, and I'm sure everybody watching does as well. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And just before you go, I want to give a little shout out to your chase team. We interviewed them last night, DJ Sancho and the rest of the people in the van. They were having a great time following you along the roads.
Yes. Sancho, come here.
Is he there? Bring him in. ¿Dónde está Sancho? ¿Dónde está, muchacho?
Here he is with us.
Hey, ¿qué pasa, tío? Good to see you. We'll see you all back here in Albuquerque, yes?
Yes. You know, without this amazing crew team, that spot will be absolutely impossible to achieve. And it's a great experience to have kind of guys with us.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, enjoy your journey back, gentlemen. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
What a great team as well. So articulate.
Yeah, do you think we can get DJ Sancho's playlist?
We might get him. What about for the final night? We might get him on the stage.
That'd be good.
Let's check in with our research team. And Christian, have you got some social media comments coming through?
Yes, we do. Achim Eschenweg sends his applause for Team Austria 1 for a great landing on the road. Yeah. Fritzi encourages Germany 1. We believe in you and think about you. And listens, Dirk, I think, really summarizes the afternoon that is coming up. He writes, no much sleep this night in Europe as the coming hours, the suspense is getting higher. Yeah. And Shelley Powell Sedlak sends, happy to have you land safely in Sweet Home, Alabama.
That's great stuff. Well, let's get deep into the analysis now. Oh, you got one more for us, did you say?
We just got one question coming in, and I think that's quite interesting. Drew Egerton is asking, water is out of bounds, correct? What about swamp?
What's out of bounds? Water is out of bounds.
He said water's out of bounds. What about swamp?
Swamp is wet, so I think swamp's out of bounds.
I want to hand over to Randy and Johnny, take us away.
So, Johnny, I see at least 3 decision points for the teams, the remaining 6 or 7 teams here. One is the decision of water. We just talked about that's out of bounds. So you have to make your decision when to land before the water. The second decision is nighttime. Do you land before nighttime, or do you make the decision to move on? And then the third, which is related to the second, is do you have the endurance? Do you have the ballast? Do you have the resources to make it through the whole night? And I think those are the 3 decision points that are going to be factoring into this group. What do you see in that?
Yeah, that's exactly what each one of these teams is thinking. And as you can see, there's kind of, they've broken off into 3 groups. There's the teams out front, France 1 and USA 1. They've got ocean coming up pretty quick. I don't know exactly how far that is, but I'm going to guess that's 100 miles or so. Are they going to be there before sunset? They're going to cool. They've got, when you're up that high in the balloon, that ocean's coming up really quick, and there's a lot of trees between them and the water. So that's what they're trying to figure out. Are there any winds that will take them to the north? The next group is a little further back. How much sand do they have? Nightfall's coming. For them to obtain the same distance that the leaders are, they're going to have to fly into the night, or they're not going to be able to catch them. So what happens there? How much sand do they have? And the third group, I don't know what's going on back there. I don't know if they've, I haven't been studying it. I don't know if they've laid low. Maybe they've got more sand than anybody, and talk about flying through another night. And then we start thinking about, is there any weather, moisture kind of coming from behind? Because, you know, when we started talking about this flight, we didn't know how far they were going to go, but this wasn't in any of my, this isn't the place I pinned on the map to guess where they were going to end up. So it's really going to be exciting. And we talked earlier, it's a game of cat and mouse.
What about the weather, Randy?
So for today, the rest of today, I think the weather's fantastic. In fact, the weather's for the race has been fantastic. I think there's, as we talked earlier, there's a little bit of an opportunity to make this bend. You can kind of see the flow on in the low levels this evening, and so we'll see from a weather perspective, will they take it? From a convection or precipitation, tomorrow is a day, but most of the convection is going to be down south of where I believe that they will be. So even though they have to watch for the convection tomorrow, I think if they do make the turn, either land tonight or decide to make the turn, they'll still be in very good weather conditions for their flight tomorrow. So this looks to me like a very exciting finish.
Yeah, and water, it seems like it's come into play the last few years with Gordon Bennett. And as these teams approach, is there a chance that they could even overfly the coast and curl back up, flying low, flying high in the night? It takes some experience and knowledge and a little bit of craziness, I think. But you can kind of see here where they flew all the way out over the water, and you're out of bounds here. And how long have they been flying? 65 hours, and if you don't make it back to land, it was all for nothing. So it takes some it takes some
bravery,
some guts, maybe.
Yes,
we'll say
it does.
Wow, what's going to happen when we get back? I mean, our final show is at 8 p.m., which is, where are we now? It's 1:20, so 6.5 hours from now. It could be a whole different game by then.
Yes, I'm excited to see what the next 6 hours plays, because they'll be setting up their decisions. And that'll be the exciting time to see, okay, what did they decide over the next 6 hours? So I think it's a fantastic end to this day.
There's a few teams who've actually kept themselves very quiet. We've not heard much from the other American team with Barbara and
Peter, Barbara, what are you doing?
Yeah, nothing from them. And then the quiet and stealthy woodsy from Austria team, Austria 2. We've not heard anything from them. They sent us a picture, though, I believe. Look at this. I thought it was a skydiving shot at first. They are both skydivers, too. But, yeah, just hanging out in the basket there. Come on, guys, get a video going from us. Come on, Woodsy. Press it on video instead of photograph. Send us down a few words. We want to hear from you. Anyway, talking of hearing from the teams, one of the other teams that landed was a team from Great Britain, of course, with Deb and John. So we checked in with them on the way back. Let's have a look. We're joined on the line with John Rose and Deborah Scholes. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're looking good. You're looking fresh. Tell me about, let's start at the end. Tell me about your landing.
Oh, yeah, it was a good landing. We landed.
It's always a good sign.
Yes.
Yeah, we landed. Yeah. With the benefit of hindsight, I wish we'd gone on through the night, but it was a huge learning curve, the flight, so really enjoyed it.
Expand a bit.
It was a safe landing in a tree.
Expand a bit about that, Deborah, about with hindsight, you wish you would have gone the third night. Can you give me a bit more detail?
So we had a little bit of an issue with batteries. We had just a sheet for the solar panel, and we ran low on battery during the day and then recharged. But we thought it would be safer not to go through the night.
Right.
Just in case.
Who's that?
Got a call coming through?
Yep, sorry.
That's okay.
We've got plenty of calls coming through this morning.
All the time, of course. Can we talk a bit about the launch and the takeoff with that incredible Albuquerque crowd? How was your emotions? How was the feeling then at the launch?
It was amazing. It was amazing, and the drones and the fireworks as we were flying away, spectacular. Absolutely spectacular.
Somebody wants to. All the calls are coming through. All the calls are coming through. It doesn't. It's okay.
Yeah, can I call you back? I'll call you straight back. Okay.
Okay. Who is it, John? Who is it? Can you tell us? Is it secret?
Oh, that was Ramses. I don't know if you remember Ramses. It's a Belgian pilot.
Yes. Good to hear from him.
I mean, yeah.
So
yeah, it's good to hear from him.
Your first night, we're getting different reports from different teams. Some people had incredible thermal activity. Some people found it quite smooth. How was it for you?
It was quite smooth. Yeah, quite smooth.
Really good conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first night we used a bit of ballast, but after that it was really, really good conditions to fly in. How
was the race for you compared to what your forecast was telling you, and how your preparations was. The race as you thought it would be? It was 1 hour. Sorry, it was 1 day and 20 hours. What were you expecting?
I didn't really have any expectations. This was my one of my sort of first longer gas flights,
Yes.
and well, as you know, it's there are no guarantees, are there?
No.
Weather, and you can forecast, but that's not always.
And what about Great Britain and Gas Balloon and Gordon Bennett? This is the first time in my commentary since 2017 we've had a British team. What's been happening there?
We did complete 2019. We did compete.
That's my memory for you.
There's not many balloonists in Great Britain.
We're hoping to change that. We are hoping that from here on out, I mean, Refire have sponsored the balloon, and we're hoping that from here onwards that we can compete, that Great Britain can compete every year, at least one team.
Yes. And what is the process of bringing younger people from hot air balloon into gas balloon? I know Germany are very active in that. Can you talk a bit about that process, if there is a process?
I think the process is people go for a gas balloon flight, and they find it's captivating, and they say, "Oh, I'd like to do that."
Yes.
As I did. I crewed for the American team, helped crew for the American team in Bern in Switzerland, and just the whole atmosphere, it's magical.
Yes.
The balloons and the people and the whole, and that's what inspired me to get into gas ballooning.
John, I'm remembering 2019 now. It's coming back to me.
Yes, well, this is my 7th Gordon Bennett.
Yeah.
And it's all down really to Willie Imers and his club.
Yes.
That we're to a gas balloon, because it's more or less impossible in Great Britain to get a hold of hydrogen or helium with the cost of it. So he's made that possible for us to, for all the English pilots over there.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a great thing.
So
and I can't understand anybody who wouldn't want to fly in a gas balloon.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you already planning for next year for Munster?
Oh, Munster. Yeah. Very keen for Munster. It will be a lot easier for European, obviously, pilots to attend Munster.
And how you feeling, you two? Are you feeling? It must be quite exhausting. It's got to be an exhausting event.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I'm running on adrenaline at the moment.
Yes.
Well, that combined with the jet lag, and yeah, we had a fair bit to do when we got to Africa.
Willie very kindly lent us a basket, but we had to put that together on the field, so it was quite intense. Spending a couple of days getting bits and pieces that we needed, and then putting it all together very quickly. Yes. I mean, normally you would have months to decide what's where, and so that was. Quite intense, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was intense.
So there wasn't, we maybe went into it with slightly less sleep than a few people.
We've been having
very exhausting.
We've been having a few chats with Jonathan and Mike back in the UK. We got them for an interview while you were in the air. If you want to say any shout outs to your ground crew or your media help support.
Yeah. So my husband Mike and Jonathan Harris and Robin Batchelor, they're all amazing people, and everybody, and we've had a lot of help here too from our American friends, from Mike, and everyone's been great, and our amazing crew, Celia Morley and Tony. Who Tony came in quite late in the day to help crew, and I think it's made it made it much easier.
Was only 3 of us, so we were struggling a little, and Tony came to our rescue, which is amazing.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Well, I always try and keep completely impartial on an international event like that. I try and keep it very professional and don't take any sides. But I have to say, during the launch, with all the emotion and the national anthem playing, I think I might have had a little bit of
Oh,
dust,
it's
a bit of
great.
dust in my eyes, I think, a little bit there.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The management, I'd like to thank the management in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. With the launch and everything went smoothly. Really quick. In the end, actually getting us off, it seemed like a couple of minutes, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was, a really great experience. And I'd like to thank everybody who was involved in that. And putting it on at such short notice.
Yeah.
So I thought it was amazing.
Not easy.
Well, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate you giving us some time. We all do here at Gordon Bennett TV. We know, you want to get some rest and get back, but thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Regan.
Looking forward to seeing you, Regan.
See you back here.
Take care.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff there from Team GBR. Just want to check in with our research and edit team, Florian and Christian. I think they've got some more social media comments coming through, some more questions.
Yes, we have some comments on YouTube. Niederrhein Photograph from sends us greetings from Germany and says it's an insanely exciting race. Yeah. We also have a comment from Bram van der Sluy. Really nice race at the moment. Well done, guys. You do a really good job, Regan. We have Anne sending greetings from Norway and saying it's going to be a long night in Europe.
Hey, Anne.
And then we have a question from Martin. What about the airspaces there along the coast? Are there any problems?
That can get tricky, the airspace all along the way, and that's what our fantastic folks at the command center downstairs have been doing now for 65 hours and 1 minute. Yeah. As you can see on this map, every one of these dots, every one of these squares requires some sort of investigation, talking to air traffic control, talking to military towers approaches. So we've got a few larger cities. There's nothing huge, but between trees and airspace and permission, there's a lot of things to take care of. And so the command center, they've been working hard all the way across from Albuquerque to Charleston, helping the pilots get through some of this airspace.
Wow, I was
there.
Sorry. There they are.
Yeah.
There's the command center. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on down there. They've got the big projector on the wall. Yep. They actually have a paper map as well, don't they?
Yeah, you can kind of see the natural curvature of the Earth. But yeah, it's fun to go down there.
And the interesting thing about this command center is normally at the Gordon Bennett, it's away in a secret room with the inner circle of the top brass doing the thing. But this, they've got the door open in the museum. They've got a little barrier there, but the public can actually walk over and see what's happening, can't they?
Yeah, it's great. It's interactive, just like the balloon museum where we're at. It's fun to walk around and you can look up on the wall. It's mission control, really.
It really is. Well, we've got another update as we go into the afternoon down from the skies with the Max and Andreas and Germany 3. Our first interview back in the studio, so big round of applause for that team. Germany 3, father and son, Max and Andy, welcome back.
Thanks.
It's good to have you back.
Yeah, same.
Max, I know you initially from headquarters with German teams.
Yeah, exactly. I did headquarters for German teams since 2017 now. Yeah. So after many years being in the headquarters, I decided to fly my first Gordon Bennett race. And it was a hard decision, not only for me, but also for the other teams to take, that I will not be available in the headquarters.
Right.
So we needed to find new team members for the headquarters. Because you need a team. You cannot achieve it alone. We decided that all German teams will have a combined command center again, and then we searched for people who would be willing to volunteer for our command center, who have the expertise for Gordon Bennett's, because it's not just a hot air flight for 2 hours, but you need to look in the future. Where will we go? What will happen? You need to understand the gas balloon. So that was quite competitive, but we managed to find a team.
From your eyes, how did you feel being in flight and dealing with the headquarters? Was there any tension there, thinking, I wish they were telling me this or telling me that, from your vast experience of being headquarters, or did you not even think about that?
Of course, there are some points, but we will talk about that afterwards. And in the end, we were happy with the command center. Yes. So that is for sure. And you need to look back what was good, what was not so good, and then for the next years, you need to sort that points, like getting information faster or the way you want the information presented. But I think that is not only because of the command center, but also to us, because we didn't take the time before the race to really sit together and say that is the way we want to have it presented.
Of course. Yeah. Are you doing anything now on the ground with the other two teams? Are you getting...
We were back in the hotel for 20 minutes. I went to have a shower and then just straight to the command center.
And Andy, you've got a lot of gas flights together, right? Father, son?
We do, yeah, well, we did.
When did it start, your gas flying together?
Gas flying together, yeah. Well, he's my son, so I took him the first time at the age of 4 or 5. And then he just grew into it, and that's very, very nice, because I always say, well, okay, you can fly ballooning and steer a balloon and handle a balloon just by your head. You have to do it with your ass.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you have to have the feeling. So it's like a car racing. You say, if you drive over a coin, you have to feel in your ass which side of the coin is upside.
Right.
Yeah, and this is what you do with the balloon. And therefore, if you're just growing into and learning it by playing with the balloon, and I always did it for fun and for competition and not for commercial flying, what more can you have?
This is good content. Is somebody writing this down? I want to use this in future interviews with people. That's great content, that is. When was the decision made? When did you start thinking about you were going to maybe do this?
The Gordon Bennett?
Yeah.
Well, that was, a long story told short. We just had the chance to go here because no one else wanted to.
Right.
Yeah, it was too expensive. They were not in the mood, and personal reasons why other people or other teams didn't go. And I'm not the one who is doing like Willie does 70 hours flights 3 times a year to get the qualification to go to the Gordon Bennett or to the World Championship. So I was very happy to be here. I love to do 24 hours flights or just flying through the night. The same thing that we had here now. And well, from the beginning, our chances were, if it would be a weather situation that it's only for 2 nights, then we might have, well, had a chance. But we had an old balloon, a heavy balloon, and both of us are guys, they are 100 kilos or more. So if you compare us to the others, we are the elephants. Huh? Yeah. So we had no chance, really. If the race is going on like that, we were going with a small car to a Formula 1 race.
So on the lineup, coming to the podium, you didn't feel any pressure at all? Was there any stress, or were you just in familiar territory, thinking of one night, maybe 2? How was it for you? What was your sensation?
Well, it's sort of familiar. I did it sometimes as a Fiesta balloon, just starting within the competition. I did that in Korea. I did that in Gladbeck. So it's okay. It's a nice feeling having the anthem hymns and just seeing all these people, but you don't see that much of the people because you are concentrated on your balloon, and it's fun. And I always have been into competition. I've been part of the German national team with hot air ballooning and stuff like that. We didn't have command centers like the Gordon Bennett that time. Yeah. So we did all ourselves, or within the 6 teams that were around at these competitions. But therefore we know all these starting together with 120 other balloons, or just flying competition was just preparing. The worst thing here, or the most difficult thing, is just planning for 4 days to get the right clothing, to have the food, to have a toilet on board, and all these things that you don't need if you go just for fun ballooning.
In the German squad, if you like, of balloonists, of gas balloonists, is there younger people that I'm not aware of yet that I might see in future Gordon Bennetts?
Maybe they come from Stuttgart. Stuttgart is a local balloon club in southern Germany, and they are really much flying gas balloon. And they have young pilots which are interested to go into gas ballooning, not only hot air but also gas. And yeah, it's quite difficult to get the people into gas ballooning. And the community in Germany is quite small in the younger generation. But we have 2 young pilots in our command center now. And yeah, we will see where it ends in Germany. Yeah, in Germany, we have many teams which are competing for Gordon Bennett, so that is why we have a qualification in Germany. Yeah. And the qualification is often bigger stress or harder flights than the Gordon Bennett itself, because you need to do 2 flights, 1 for duration, 1 for distance. And yeah, that is the reason why we got in this year, because the teams that qualified didn't want to go to the States, but they would go to Switzerland, but not to the States. And then we stepped in and said, okay, we go to the States, we take the chance to fly our first Gordon Bennett, and we would see the younger pilots in the future if the older teams step back and give them a chance, or if it keeps on competing in Germany to compete to go to the World Championships, which is harder than the World Championship itself.
And what about for you, Mike? Did it feel like a Gordon Bennett? Did it feel spectacular, or was it just another 24-hour balloon flight? How did it feel to you?
Yeah, I was a bit stressed in the beginning, so not stressed but excited to go on the podium to launch, and I think 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes after we launched, the fireworks started, and we were like, okay, now we need to relax, enjoy the fireworks, and then concentrate on our strategy for the first night. And in the end, it was like, okay, concentrate what you are doing. You did that many times before. It's just a gas balloon flight, and it will just last longer than the ones at home. And yeah, after the launch, I was able to calm down and relax.
Yeah, it's very positive because gas ballooning is just usually a totally relaxing thing.
Right.
You have nothing to do. The balloon is just flying by itself. Yeah. It's just when you want to change altitude due to changing direction or in a race. But on the other hand, you're just standing there enjoying the world. And if you want to have a little bit silence, you just turn the radio a little lower. And you can just enjoy the world. And that is for everything and for any decision you do, even in a race, you have time. You don't have to make decisions within a couple of seconds. You have just time. That makes it very comfy and easy. And due to the day before and the flight over here and all the things we did, we were totally tired when we left the podium, had the first half an hour with enjoying the view over Albuquerque and the fireworks. And then we said, well, okay, who of us is taking the first nap?
Right.
Yeah. So we were totally exhausted.
Just as simple as that, eh? Yeah, we got a question actually from somebody on social media. They said, do the teams have any entertainment on board? My first thought was, hey, they've got each other. They can tell each other jokes. Or they can watch...
entertainment center.
You can watch Gordon Bennett TV, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the shows?
No, not really.
But you've got your movies.
Got them sent by friends saying, well, okay, I have famous friends. They're on TV now.
You got some movies on there on your iPhone and whatever.
Yeah. So you don't really have you don't take the time to go on social media. In the night, you don't have the time because you need to look out. In the first night, we were like 200 meters above ground level, so you look out that you don't touch anything on the ground and check where the other balloons are, because in the night you only have the night lines and the tracking app to see where are the balloons. In the first night, we were like crowded a bit, so you need to check where are the other teams. And yeah, when you get into the day, yeah, in the beginning we just relax and check where are the balloons, where it's how is the landscape looking, and you don't take the time to go on social media because it's more relaxing, just enjoying. Yeah.
It was relaxing. In the first night we had to go direction Santa Fe, but before Santa Fe we had to get direction to the east to make a right turn, because otherwise you flying into the mountains. So you were always trying, well, and it was in several layers that you could turn more left, more right, and so you have to really have the right height at the right minute.
So really put in the work in at the beginning.
Yeah, that's the part you have time for that. The whole process is half an hour, but then you have just to turn around the Sandia and make their way direction north. So this way we had all the way down the Route 66. So I guess we were one of the first guys doing it not by motorbike or by cars, but by balloon.
Yeah, by gas balloon as well. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, that's great. That's a really good insight into your journey and to experience. Well, thanks very much, guys.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
Germany 3, father and son, Max and Andris. John?
You know, I'm real excited for those guys. Last year, they shipped their balloon over and they were going to participate in the America's Challenge. It got tangled up in customs. I think it was lost for a week or two, and they got here and they didn't have a balloon. They arranged another balloon to borrow, and then we had the horrible weather and didn't get to fly. So they came all the way here last year and went through all of that, and they came back again and went through the same process. So it was really fun to walk them up to the stage. I'm really glad they got to launch off that podium and feel the tingle down their spine, and it sounds like they had a great flight.
Any more questions from the social media team, guys?
Yeah, first of all, listen, Dirk sends his greetings to Andreas for a nice flight and hopes to see you back in Austria in January. And we have a question from Maud Gradive. Would we imagine a team decided to fly to southern Florida, and is that a possible choice?
Well, I think on the way the wind conditions are setting up for this evening, southern Florida down here is not really a possibility for these conditions. Maybe just right along the Florida-Georgia border for maybe USA 2, but most of the conditions are going to turn you towards the north.
Yeah, and the line here, it's kind of an equidistant line. So just outside of Charleston, you would have to go all the way down, not quite to Miami, but it's a long way down there. So it'll be interesting to see.
Speaking of which, I think those are the decisions now, is how do you want to play this evening out, Johnny? What do you think? You have some people that will likely land somewhere in here, or possibly land, and then what do the ones back here do?
Yeah, nightfall's approaching, the ocean's approaching. Somebody along here is going to land instead of Mark, and it's going to be up to everybody else to beat that. So who's it going to be? France 1, USA, some of the guys lurking back and behind. It's going to be an interesting night.
Oh, it really is. It's so tense. Any more things from social media, guys, before we go?
Yeah, another interesting question. What's the most exhilarating part of the race coming from Joy Plumb?
Most exhilarating part of the race, John?
I mean, maybe the coolest moment I've had in the gas balloon was launching off of the podium. We had 50,000 spectators. They were there for the balloon glow. They were there for the fireworks. And there was a roar. They played your national anthem. And I said before that Max and Andreas got to experience it. I mean, you get the goosebumps and the shiver up your spine. And it was just an amazing night.
Wow. Is that all from you guys on the social media? Well, we've got 6 hours to go before our final show of the evening, the 2000 8 p.m. show, which is actually 4 a.m. in Europe. So get to bed now. Set your alarm, okay? Get up nice and early and join us back here tonight. Who's going into a fourth night? Will we still have a game on 6 hours from now? 8 p.m. here, 4 a.m. in Europe.
I think so. I think we'll still have a game on.
Well, we'll find out. We'll see you then.